Hi guys, I had to do two separate videos because I did a Facebook one and it just arseways. So my name is Siobhan Evans Egan. I'm a psychic spiritual medium and I'm one of the admins on the international mediumship page where I will be posting this video. And it's in reference to I put up and ask if there's any way I can any questions that I can help in their mediumship development, psychic development, and I just use my own experiences to help in any way that I can. So you can always help out in the comments if you find that there's something that you can add on to help a fellow member. Please do help out. We're all here to help each other. We're here to help each other grow in our mediumship and spiritually and personally. So this is what we're here to do. So Amy put up a question and she was basically saying that when she does her readings that she gets many spirits coming in for the one reading, and sometimes it's they're all similar, so she finds that difficult. So first of all, Amy, and to anyone else that has a thing with this, let's first of all talk about me personally. I have a hell of a lot of family members in the spirit world. Like, we all have. If you actually add up amount of family that we have, but not all want to speak to me, not all have that need to connect with me. So there will be only particular ones that need to come forward. So you might not have 20 members. You could have 2, 3 members that need to come forward. They could be related, but you'll always find that they're related to the message or to the situation that is connected to the reader that needs to come through. So let's start firstly. When you begin to read for someone, and this is the difference, and this it will come through experience. Okay, first of all, every single soul has their own distinctive personality. They had a distinctive personality in this world, different characteristics. They were different ways. It's like I come from a family of 7. We may all look the same and similar in that way, excuse me, but we are not similar in personalities. We've completely different personalities that separates us. So as mediums, sometimes what happens in our mediumship readings, we're unaware of the change. And it really comes with practice, and it comes with experience, and it just comes with time and experience. And it's really okay for that. So when we're first working, and the reader has a very important role in this, and so do we. So firstly, let's start off as the beginning, right? So I'm connecting in with a reader, and I say to the person, okay, I have your mother here. And they go, yep, yeah, your mother's in spirit. Establish that. Okay, so I have your mother here, and I know she used to crochet. And they go, yeah, she did, yeah. So when she used to crochet, she used to do blankets, whatever. She go, yeah. Okay, but I also get this feeling that your mom worked in a church, and when she worked in the church, but no, my mom never worked in the church. Okay, so when we get a no straight away from this, what we have to establish, we have to go, right, is this information, does it feel right? Just because we got a no doesn't mean to be dropped. So we have to understand the connection to the church. The lady, because we said mother, is fixated on mother. Okay, so my mom, yes, she crocheted, but no, she never went to the church, she never done anything like that. Okay, this is where we have to kind of go, if this feels right to us. Would you understand? I'm just come up mom to say, would you understand another lady in spirit who, okay, connected to crochet, but I'm really feeling a strong connection to the church? Oh yeah, that would be my aunt, whatever. So sometimes what happens is we have told the person who we're connecting with, they're fixated on that person, and they stay with that person only. And when they're not taking the evidence, we have to be mindful as mediums to understand, okay, we could have gone wrong with the relationship, and kind of open the person's mind back up to who it could be. We also have to recognize, and this is why it's important with personality exercises, to understand that we might feel a difference. So it's like, I was working with a lady today, and 2 grandmothers came through. And first of all, I was speaking about one grandmother who was very gentle, passed through cancer, was in a home. And then I gave other things of evidence, and she went, no, that sounds like my other grandmother. So I had to go, okay, to know in the reading when the energy of the personality was changing. Okay, so I want to talk about the lady who was nice and soft, and you had this lovely relationship. And then this other grandmother, I just feel totally different way, like you terrified walking in the room. And this person's going to recognize them straight away. And straight away, you as the medium have separated the person, has distinctly separated them. So now they're separate. So you're able to do the reading knowingly. So it can happen, Amy, of course it happens, but I really feel it's about, the more you do it, it's about experience. There might be similar traits, but they're not similar. Their personalities and evidence is going to separate them. So we have to know that when, and it's kind of links back to the other question I answered about Rob, when we're receiving a no, is we're either receiving a no, when we get no, no, like if you're doing demonstration and you receive a no, and first of all they're taking it, and then they start getting a no, I have to understand as a medium when the spirit person has changed. I have to go, okay, hang on 1 second, I'm going to work with this lady, but can anyone else understand a male in spirit who crashed on a motorbike and November's connected? Yeah, okay. So it does happen, of course it happens, but it's up to us as mediums to learn to be aware of the change. And also, they will always give you something distinctive. There's something distinctively separating them. So now when I'm reading this, you could go, okay, so I want to talk about the lady with the red hair. Oh yeah, I know who you're with. Okay. And you'll go on, they go, no, that doesn't feel her. Okay, so let me work with this. Okay, I actually feel I'm with a lady that is completely different personality, blah, blah, and they'll be able to tell you, yeah, that's my Aunt Jean, or that's Mary Jo, or whatever. So it's up to us. We have to learn the difference and when the evidence changes, and trust that. So it really is it takes time to recognize it, because the other day I read for a lady and there was 4 different family members came through, but I was able to know there were 4 connected to the one mom, they were connected to her family, they were all from the one side, but there were 4 completely separate personalities. So what a great exercise to do with this, and Amy, to anyone that's listening, is the personality exercise. So you can do this on a psychic level, you can do it in a medium level. So on a psychic level, say you're working with me on a one-to-one online, or whether in person, and I'm going to write down a list of my family members, and I'm going to write them down. I'm going to hand them to you, and I'm going to ask you to intuitively connect with each name psychically, so that you can give me a different form of their personality. And it's just a brilliant exercise that you can recognize the difference and the changes. Like, one of my sisters would be softer, one of my sisters isn't. One of my brothers would be straightforward, and the others isn't. So there's always a difference distinctly. If you're doing it on a medium way, it's like, okay, I'm going to get you to connect with my auntie. So I'm going to write down my aunt, and I'm going to write down that she was, a sister, she was a mother, she was this and that, because every communicator has different relationships in their life, and they might not be the same. So it's like if you bring your nanny through and you go, oh yeah, my nanny was really lovely. She might have been lovely as a grandmother. She mightn't have been nice as a sister. She mightn't have been nice as a neighbour. But you know her as grandmother, and you know that she's lovely. So it's important to really understand the personalities. And the only way to do that is to practice it. So you can do it on a psychic level, you can practice on a medium level, but allow yourself to go through the different flows of personality and connecting with the emotion. That way, when you're doing readings and different spirits come in, your awareness, your senses will be able to pick up on the different personality types. And by describing the different personality types, the person receiving the reading is going to know who you're with. And then allow the relationship, if you get brave, to go, okay, so I know this dad, I know this uncle, to go that way. So that's the only kind of advice I can give with that, is knowing when the relationship has changed. And you will only know that when the person, first of all, you've given a relationship, and then you start getting a no, no, no. And it's to understand, okay, the evidence feels true to me, so I'm going to leave the relationship aside, I'm going to work with this. But please be mindful, if you already have your reader set in stone on who they think they're connecting with, they will drop everything else. So it's important to allow them to remain open. But as mediums, it's important for us to recognize the change. And sometimes it's not always straightforward and very strong. It can be very subtle. But that's how we continue to work with our senses over and over and over till we recognize the change. But the personality, they might be similar in certain things, but their personalities are going to be completely different. And characteristics could be the same. It's kind of like, oh, your dad is giving me the sense that you're actually very like him in a lot of ways, but you're more braver than he was because he couldn't speak up. There's always differences. So the personality exercise is a great tip to use that in practice, either, as I said, psychic, or use it through a family member in spirit, and you give the person the list of their relationships so they can differentiate the different person. I mean, I am a good sister, I mightn't be a great neighbor, I am a great wife, I'd like to say, but I might be crappy at something else. So we all have different relationships, and we're different in all of them on how we deal with them. My work relationships are going to be very different from my intimate family relationships. So it's important to allow ourselves to become aware of those subtle changes and the different changes in that. So I hope that helps, and anyone else that is listening, when you're getting more than one member of a family coming forward, it's allowing yourself to recognize the difference, understanding when you're getting a no, when the person has changed, and working with the evidence, but making sure your client is not fixated on one person, so all the other evidence is dropping through. Trust the senses, trust the evidence, and trust yourself. So I hope that helps, guys. Take care.